Good early evening, everyone. T-Speaker 222 XRP Future Millionaire with the side bet on XLM and Future Digibyte OG. So this is a XRP emergency update. As you can see, we're starting to go up. Now remember, when we're going up, if you're trying to get into XRP now, ladies and gentlemen, there's several zones you need to watch for. First of all, where this run started, when we came down to $1.09. That's out of the question, not relevant right now. $1.16 also not in the relevancy. $1.23 is your immediate relevance. So like I said, it's a breaking XRP alert, update, whatever you want to call it. So $1.23 is your immediate support. We're trying to get over mid support up here. Whoops. Of $1.28. And if we can get over $1.28 and hold that, we can get up to $1.35. That's the immediate moves we're looking to have on this next burst up. So if you look at it from this perspective of $1.26, because we may be just in the middle of the zone and we're not going to get back down to the lower part. But that's another to $1.35 from right here, another 7.6% on top of what we've already done. And it could go, like I said, I'm expecting some kind of move up to here at some point, another 20% from where we're at. Like I said, I could be completely wrong and full of shit, but the patterns that I'm seeing is what it's pointing to. And what better way than to get a whole bunch of FOMO in than to get all this stuff going back towards, like I've been saying for a long time. So this is a breaking news alert. If you're an XRP, don't you dare sell it. If you're not an XRP, well, if you want to take a gamble, it's getting more expensive now. I've been coming on all day and telling you to buy it around the resistance zone. In fact, we were in the support at $1.23 when we were there. We hit it. Just like with Doge, I was telling you guys to buy it at 0.292 when we got back down there. Or not 292. It was down to 293 something. But it was in the 293s. And I said that was a good spot to buy it. And now we're back up to 30 cents. So again, it becomes more risky because this is the support zone technically. And now we're trying to push up to 3009 to get out of this support area and ultimately break over 31 cents and make our new push to 33.5 cents. So, but with XRP, you must pay attention. We have to understand this. And I even came on earlier and you see all the spots that we've circled. We went over a lot of scenarios today and it's been a lot of stuff. But this is how about this? This is a critical alert for XRP. If you're not in XRP and you're trying to get in it, make sure that it goes topside of this $1.28 and uses it as support. Otherwise, it could kick back down and come back and try to retest 123 again. So that's what you need to watch because we came into the 123 range again. So I don't expect it to come back down. I expect once we break out to the side, we're just going to have a burst over this. And it probably will just be straight up, probably to 135, in my opinion. That's an extended bull flag. We break up. We're going to break up to where my top, the mid-tier target is. The top target would be $1.50. But you got to ask yourself, how would XRP get to $1.50? Well, XRP would get to $1.50 by Bitcoin getting to 52,000, likely under this current setup. IOTA up 44.3%, and not even 3 or 4 weeks ago, I wish I knew which video it was, going back to it, when it was lagging behind algo, I said there's no way that IOTA can be behind algo like this. It's impossible. And now it went up like that. I know they have some news today, but that's not just news of IOTA. These same pumps have been going on across the board. I mean, Stratus yesterday got up like out of nowhere. It was down and then it gets up 15%. That's not 48%, but we've had others that have pumped massively. We've had ADA pump, Ethereum pump. We've had AGI go absolutely balls wild. I made a call that said 50 cents was logical based on the top-down analytics. And at the time, it was at like 32 cents. Not even. That's when I started saying it. It was way down here. Look at my fucking... That's when we talked about this, guys. Look how cheap this was. This price of this, when we said it could go up to... Somebody... I know XRP Sniper has made a lot of money off of this, and I've been guiding him every step of the way, but this has been like a 3 or 4x, and we covered this more than once, and I've gone over it more than once in here, and that's why I say, yes, the news could have helped. But like Solana is up better than 500% in this run. Or 400%. So that's not, this isn't just, hey, this is what's going on across the board, ladies and gentlemen. We've had moments in a lot of these where we've had sudden 30, 40, 50% spikes. And yeah, some of it can be explained away with IOTA. But what about the rest? That's because they're starting to catch up to Bitcoin. Remember the move last night? Like, Doge hasn't moved since Bitcoin moved. It did the move prior to Bitcoin's big run-up, and then it just came down. They're loading up more support to move up to the next levels, ladies and gentlemen. Remember earlier when I came on and I said IOTA, if you're looking at everything, and then you look at IOTA and it's only up 26% instead of 29.5%, that's down 3.5%, but nobody's batting an eye. Because it came down for support, just like the rest of them were doing. They're all in similar patterns. I mean, you can look at IOTA. It's in the exact same patterns as the rest. And yeah, it might have got a nice blow off the top where it shouldn't have because of some FUD or some hopium. But when you look at these patterns, this is no different in the 4 hour when you look at it or when you go into the daily time frame. These are no different. This pattern is no different than Doge. It's just a more defined M in the daily with that. And then XRP, what's different? There's nothing different. So if we see IOTA go up like that, I have faith that XRP can get to $1.50. And that's why I said if we're on the top side of $1.16, we're bullish. But at the top of this, it's going to fucking, I keep saying, wait till we get to the top. But until we get to the top, there's a lot of money to be made. Well, not as much money now because there's already been a lot of money to be made. But now we continue on the journey. And embrace the journey. Even if you're waiting until it gets down to the bottom, embrace these moments that are fucking, you see it on the chart. And I'm not a financial advisor. Should you take my advice? No motherfucking way you should. But if you do it based on what the charts are saying, what some pattern recognition is showing, what the analytics are approving, and with what your gut's telling you. Because if you can't trust yourself, well, you're not meant to be in the trading world. Or if you just take my advice and don't care about what you think personally, well, you might have some problems. Now, if you sit down and study what I'm saying and make it understand whether or not it makes sense or I'm full of shit, because there's a lot of con artists on YouTube. Whatever you do, I don't give two shits. Just like or dislike the video. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe, because it's a very entertaining channel, but I'm very informative, and I'm going to tell you exactly where to go and exactly what you need to do without tickling your balls or caressing your tits, because I don't know what to call them, or your nipples, because I have a very large female audience in comparison to the normal douchebag audiences that are normally in these trading groups. I have a very attractive and big-brained female audience of almost 10% now. It's up to 9.9%. It's insane. And we're almost up to 3,400 people. So if you're watching, I'm only 17 subscribers away from 3,400 now. I know we just got to 3,000 a couple weeks ago, but it's been moving fast. So if you're on the fence, hit that subscribe button. If you're one of the 12% of the people not subscribed yet, hit that motherfucking subscribe button. What are you waiting for? Don't make me add you to the long list of Charlies and Lewises and Bobs. Voila, Tom. Voila, Tom. Tom! I'm ignoring you, Bob. I don't want to talk to you. Voila, Tom, I was just going to say, H-bar's starting to move up again. I know, Bob, and I knew you were going to bring that up. But that's a good thing. But guys, say goodbye, Bob. Voila, goodbye, Bob. What a douche. So, with XRP, though, you can see this, guys. We have a reversal in the daily time frame taking place like that. That's ultra bullish. I don't know how many more times I can say this. I was telling you guys to buy it at $1.09 and just sit back. Some of you wanted to wait till $1.05, but I said it probably won't get to $1.05. And then when it got down to $1, I think it was $7. Oh no, that was before, but then it got down to here at $1.09. And then I said we have to buy. That's what we said we have to buy, because it's not going to get down to $1.05. And then it bounced off of that. And if you would have just bought it at $1.09, stop feeling sorry for yourselves and understanding what can go on, and paying attention to what I'm saying and paying attention to what some of the fellow members in the community are saying, that are very wise and understand what's going on, you've now sat on the sidelines while we're in a guaranteed pattern here, ladies and gentlemen. The higher up you get, the less guaranteed it is, but you've caught yourself about 18% that was guaranteed. Most of you, because you're sobbing over not being able to get it at 52 cents. Would 18% to your portfolio make you feel a little bit better? If it would have went up another 15, 20, 30% from here, would that make you feel better? If you would have gained 35% right before the crash, wouldn't that have made you feel a lot better? That's what I was trying to help you guys with. And that's what I'm going to continue to help the ones who are listening. DGB, we talked about this. We are continuing up the uptrending support, and if I wasn't in Doge, I'd be in DGB right now. I'm not gonna lie, I'd be in DGB. It's that simple. Because I believe DGB is coming up and it could come up even higher. So if Doge doesn't do what I want and I'm misreading Doge in some way, even though I'm doing great on Doge right now, I'm up like $400 right now on Doge already. But if I'm misreading it and it only goes up, let's say a few percent from here, and then Doge goes up 30%, I'm gonna be like, son of a fucking... I won't really, but I'll actually be happy because I see all the stuff going up. We talked about VeChain extensively because we were pointing out all these patterns are the same. All of them are going to get this huge blow off the top. We don't know, 25, 30, 35%. I don't really care how much it is. Once I'm in the position, I hope it goes to fucking 10,000. But that's hopium. My charts, I already know what's going to happen. But I don't care. I hope there's FOMO and so bad if this gets to 52,000 that some of these independent altcoins start to go nuts, and then all of a sudden they have a 70% loss, just like before. But I want to be part of it because we've been in pre-pump right now. You started every short swing pump. Right now, to get in pre-pump, you would have had to have been in before XRP broke. What was the levels? $1.09? Or you could have bought it at $1.16 and still been pre the technical pump. So if you have a $1.16 or less cost average, you're doing fucking phenomenal. In Doge, if you have a position anywhere, just because we haven't went up the bounce, and yes, you could have it lower, but if you have a position of 28.6 or lower, pat yourself on the back. Because 28.6, that resistance zone, was the one that had to hold just above it at 29.1, had to be flipped to support on the daily. So you bought it in, kind of gambling a little bit. I gambled too, but I waited for the close at 27.7 the day before I knew to buy it. That was my signal. Hey, you need to buy Doge. It closed the daily over 27.7. Some of you guys, whether by dumb luck or you actually read the charts, you knew to buy it. Again, was another support zone, resistance, that would have to turn into support at 28.6, but you knew if a close happened over 29 cents, you were golden. So right when it got over 28.6, you bought it right when it was going over that support, and you gambled that resistance was going to turn into the new support you were buying it as. Because if you're buying in and you're not looking at it as support and you're just gambling, what the fuck are you doing? Get out the game. If you're entering a position, you need to look at Doge in that situation as, okay, I bought it at 28.6 cents because I'm hoping this level, or from what I'm seeing in the daily close yesterday, signifying that 27.7 close should propel us over to the couple stages at about 29 cents. So then you're gambling that it breaks enough over 29.1 to where that becomes a new support zone if it holds. And that's exactly what happened. Now you're pre-positioned for the actual next pump because you're already below the last support level, which makes it to where you can go do whatever you want. You can tickle your own balls at that point because all that stress of what you were dealing with is gone. You don't have to deal with it. So that's why we're swing trading. If you're swing trading, I try to show you it from a swing trading standpoint, and I show you the long, far out time frames. I showed these exact highs before all of this ever happened in the top-down analytics. I have countless footage of ADA and Ethereum and DGB and VeChain and ZIL and XLM and all these, IOTA, Algo, pre-pumps. And some of it looked ridiculous. It looked fucking ridiculous. Doge was at 19 cents and it signified a move to 44 cents. Still seems ridiculous, but it's the top of the inverted head and shoulders as it turns out. DGB was all the way down at I remember, I'm telling you guys, it was at 4.2 And it's showing DGB well over 7, or it might have been at 3.8. And we're like, holy shit. And then it broke 7. We did it with a lot of these. I remember XDC was way down there. And H-bar is the big one. It was all the way down at like 17 or 18, maybe 20 cents. And it says it's going to 30 cents. And sure as shit, it goes from the 18 cents to almost 30 cents. All of these did. Even Solana, it told us it was going to go up, way up. And what happened? All these. Oh, wow, Solana's up 17% more. All right, Solana, that's what we need. We want to... I know it's in discovery, but you want to see that strength out of Solana right now if you're in a position, just for short term. The long term, who cares what's going to happen by the time the pumpkins are out? Remember that phrase? Guys, when's it going to crash? You're going to feel the full effects of the crash by the time you see the pumpkins. Well, Tom, does that mean it's going to crash all at once? No, that doesn't mean it's going to crash all at once on Halloween. That means it's already going to be apparent enough by Halloween that we're crashing. I believe by, don't be surprised this year if something happens on September 11th. You didn't hear it here. But I wouldn't be surprised if something happened in the market around that time as well. I'm just saying. If I had moles, they'd be yelling at me, Tom, open your ears. But I do not. So, something just seems suspicious, and all this stuff in all the markets are starting to look eerily familiar. All of them. It doesn't matter where you go. Well, I mean, the stock market, it's great because the Fed just keeps pumping that shit. But the independent stocks are starting to suffer a little bit, as you all know. But not if you bought our IDEX, up another 2.07% today, holding steady at $2.46. It was a firm buy at $2.08. Some of you guys did a little bit better than me at $2.05. I'm jealous. But you bought the actual support at $2.02. I got my Johnson's in a jolly when it was at $2.08 and I overshot. But you can never buy the bottom, but some of you can, apparently. And in more breaking news, the total crypto market cap is over $2.234 trillion again, setting up another chance for an extended pump. I told you guys, if we got over 2.13, it was off to the races because those are our last two resistance levels until we could break out. And isn't it funny? I went right up to the 2.139, had a close over it, and boom! The close today, if it closes there, boom! God only knows. Just remember, they've got themselves situated right for when they want to pull out at the end of this. So you better be ready when you're at the end of these. Just be ready. Like, the only one that I'd be looking at right now is when IOTA was at 44, 45, 50 fucking % way up here. You know, you got to be smart. You got to start taking some profits. So it's already down 8 cents. So, I mean, up 41%. Now you're in dooms, man. Because you should have sold it 10% ago and then rebought in if you wanted to really ride it when it got to the appropriate spot. We're going to have to go deeper into IOTA. But we just got so much breaking news going on. And then XLM. How can we not remember our friend XLM? We're going to revisit it. And I know this is an extended update, but I'm trying to watch the charts with you guys because I have a class at 8 o'clock. And I got to prep after this and do a couple other things for another class that I had to do earlier. So this is the last update I get to do. So I hope you guys watched and paid attention to this. But I'm showing you exactly where these are all going to go if you just pay attention. It's staggering. We are 19 for 19 in our Swing Traders Anonymous. We're going for number 20 with Algo. And every single day I get messages. It's absolutely crazy. I didn't realize I needed to do a Swing Trade Anonymous. Or a Swing Traders Anonymous. Just because it can break it up into the true talent of what we can do together. And if we're paying attention, because then it's not just XRP. It's whatever you guys pick, and then it makes it work. So... But this is no different, ladies and gentlemen. I remember telling you yesterday, if we close over 35.5 or over 35 cents was good, but I said if we close over 35.5, it would be better. But I don't think it got all the way up to 35 cents, but it did close over that. Well, maybe it did. Oh yeah, it closed way up here. So, but that's what I mean. All these numbers were spot on because once it broke over them, they shot up to the next level. And now, look at this, guys. If you can just visualize it in your head with XLM. right? And then it would figure it out. You'd at least come up here and it would figure it out from there. And then if it pours out, it pours out. But fuck, that's 40 cents. That's 40 cents. We're only at 36.1. Hundreds of thousands of dollars are made on these moves. Even if you only have $100 in there, nobody cares about your 100. Nobody cares about my 1,000. Nobody cares about, or fourth, whatever the case is, whatever I have in there. Nobody cares about it. All we care about is the big investors, and you need to get on their balls. The only balls you need to be tickling are not your own. Are the big guns that are in there with you, and hope to God that they push it up when we're in there. Because if they don't, so we're looking at just from here a 13.29% pump for XLM. So that's an extremely big pump just from here if it gets to 40 cents. Which, with all indications of even XRP almost coming up to the $1.35, it's already done half that move of XLM's already waiting to do. DGB, if it gets back up there, just to put it in perspective, which I think it's going to, it's on uptrending support. I wouldn't be surprised if DGB broke out. I'm not even kidding. I wouldn't be surprised if we seen another 25% at some point. Keeps bouncing off this uptrending support. That's very dangerous for something that's in the middle of breaking out. So, and if it was going to crash, it wouldn't have pulled back into the uptrending support. So, what are we at, about 6.8? Nope, it's down a little bit from the last time I seen it. Close enough. So just to get back, I mean, look, 14.77% of DGB just gets back up to the top where it's already been. But something tells me DGB could still pull up a little bit. I don't know what it is, but I'm seeing something in the pattern. We've got this sloping M right here with kind of its octopus arm that's going to end up, in my opinion, look something like that. So I think this is going to look something like that when it's done. I really do. Just my gut feeling. You can quote me on it later. But every time I say that, you guys can never come back and be like, hey, you motherfucker. Because I am not a financial advisor. Should you take my advice? I think I already said this, but it's been a 22-minute video. But sometimes there's a lot to cover. I'm even going to show you ZIL because I love ZIL. And it's the same thing, guys. It really is the same fucking thing. Look at this consolidate. I mean, ZIL is about to break. Woo. You know what? I kind of wish that I didn't have to make the decision that I had to get into Doge. And I had more money because... Ooh, that's going to be a big breakout. Wow. Well, we're looking at a 16 to 22% breakout on ZIL right now, imminently. If all these do what I think they're going to, this is going to finally... What the hell was going... Oh. So, this is literally going to break out. ZIL's wound up tight. This is going to break out. I'm telling you guys. If you're in ZIL, hang tight. And I know this is an extremely long update, but I'm going to start doing more of these. It don't even need to go that far. ZIL's on an uptrending support. And this is imminently going to break out, in my opinion. This is just my opinion, guys. I'm just some douchebag jerking off the charts right now. So, I don't think you're coming down to that uptrending support. I don't think it's going to come down there again. I think it's ready, and it's getting ready to pull. I really do. I think we're about to have a rather substantial move in ZIL. I'm serious. I think we're going to go between 13.2 and about 13.8, maybe 14. I think it's going to be somewhere in there. And we could even get a quick up, and then another down, and then another up. This just looks too... This is something familiar that I've seen before. Oh my God, that would make perfect fucking sense. Son of a fucking bitch. Yeah, that would make perfect sense. Because that's the drop point. And you see this big W, ladies and gentlemen? We talk about this all the time. When a W goes sideways and down, it's bearish. Or I mean bullish at the bottom. If it were to have broke up like this and went sideways and up like our patterns are doing right now, they're bearish at the top. I don't know how else to explain it. So... it came down, consolidated. Now it's bullish at the bottom. And there was your bottom. and then it came up. Conversely, all the patterns we're in right now, but then obviously at the top, it's going to end up being bearish because it's going to break out to the top side, and that W is going to turn bearish. But for the time being, in the immediate short term, that was a bullish indicator after it made the bearish move down. And you can see it right here, guys. The W. So you go the up and sideways, or this is starting to go sideways and up. So that's a bearish move. So that's all you need to know is this next move, for it to be a bullish move and for us to continue on our merry way, we would need a bearish move down off of this on XLM or the rest of our patterns that haven't broke out yet. We would need a bearish move down. Here, let me delete this. For this to remain bearish or bullish and you want the bull run to continue, you can't have it do that. Everybody said we're bullish right now because this pattern is going to finish out and do something like, well, this is going to finish out, and they know it. And it's going to go up in the short term. Probably up to here unless it makes a bigger breakout to 50 cents like we talked about. So, but at the short term, we take it level by level. But in the short term, today's swing trade, we can get up and we can try to move in that direction to get up to the 40 cents and break that up to the local top. Like you've heard me say local top for a month now, or a week since it happened. So now, if you want this to be a bull run, ladies and gentlemen, in the short term, it would be a kick in the nuts, yes. But for this to be a bull run, you have to come down and retest some of this old support. This W, a sideways and down, would go against the pattern. That's why they say 75, 80% of the time when you see a W in the pattern, it's going up. Yeah, but what they don't tell you is it creates an M at the very top and goes right back down. And based on the size of the M, it's going to tell you if it's going to come farther or back down just to gather some more support. But if it creates a topping reversal at the top after coming off a W, while chances are we're probably going to need to go back down and get some more support. Because see what happened here? Perfect example. We have a topping reversal. We come down to more support. We have a W. We come back up. Don't have enough support. So we went up and sideways, and then we had to come back down. Now we have a much bigger W, is what I've been trying to point out to everybody, and this is in all the patterns. So if this W, that was a bottom pattern, could get you up to here, a much bigger W that gathered more support again, how far do you think this could get us up? I'm assuming it's going to get us much farther up than that part, and it's going to get us up to about there. So again, for the W to be bullish, you have to go sideways and down and gather some lower support and then come up. For it to be bearish, you need to go sideways and up, and that's why everybody thinks we're bullish. They just can't see that when it gets to the next level, we're going to end up doing one of these, and you're going to get one of the biggest M's that you've ever seen at the top of the pattern. I'm just saying, I'm going to try to predict what's going to come next. And like I said, I feel like these are swinging around, and who knows how high it'll be. Who knows how high it'll be, right? But at the end, I'm going to guarantee you're going to get something like that on the top of the pattern. But that can all be preempted, even on a nice move up right here, if the actual topping reversal that started to show up in the pattern, which I thought this was a fake out, especially when this happened. That's why I've been telling you guys to buy in at the bottoms at these perfect spots. Not now, but before this pump. That's why. And all these scenarios and more can play out. And that's why when people ask me, and you guys ask me from a technical standpoint, not knowing the technicals, what's going to happen. Well, I can get my John Madden out for you guys. Well, we're going to come up here and we might go down there. But it's impossible. So then if I can't actually show you, well, we're going to go up there and we can come down. It's a lot different. But if you just ask me in my chat, just come watch the video. This is a very long video, but it's a very, very, very needed. It's a much needed video. You're learning a lot of stuff in this video. A lot about trading. Don't take it for granted. T-Speaker 222 XRP Future Millionaire with the side bet on XLM and Future Digibyte OG. I've been pining to do a half-hour update. I haven't done a half-hour update in quite some time. And honestly, now that I'm on here, VeChain is another example of what we're talking about. Doesn't that pattern look familiar, ladies and gentlemen? Does that look familiar? A hanging W, which is also and this is what you guys, is also a hanging W, but the bigger play out of this pattern ended up being a massive W on the top. So what looked to be the topping reversal M, as I say, changes all the time, quickly turned into one of these, and ended up being a fake out that the crash was going to happen here. That's exactly what happened with Bitcoin and the rest of them. So if you watch this whole entire video, you've learned a lot of stuff today. If you did not watch this video, well, I don't even know why I'm talking to you, but you've missed out on a lot of stuff today. And I've needed to do an update like this for a very long time. And I don't care about doing 3-minute updates anymore. If I only get 100 views, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do my updates the way I want to do my updates. And if you don't like that, lick my balls. Theta, we talked about yesterday when it was at $6.50. And I told you guys, I showed you. We talked about it. And I said this is the next one to move up. It'll move up just like the rest. And look, guys, Theta is about to move up. In probably a pretty big way, ladies and gentlemen. See what's going on here? Remember how we talked about the W's in the pattern? This is how I can do things before everybody else, right? It looks like an M. Here, I'll clear this out. So Theta came up. Then you started having the looks like this of a topping reversal, you could say. We could probably go into the daily and it'll show it even clearer. Oh, yeah. So it looks like an M, but what happened right here, ladies and gentlemen? Now let's go back to the 4 hour. Look what happened. Look what this ends up being, guys, when we start to do it. So we come around, we come in, we come up, right? That's not the end of this pattern. If you look at it, it's supposed to look like this. And then it becomes a hanging W, and then it decides at the end what it's going to do. So I would have a target on Theta. And again, don't quote me on it, but if you're still watching this, I have a target on Theta up around $7.92, likely touching the $8.02 mark. And that's pattern recognition that nobody else on YouTube has because I take the time. AGI, one of my greatest calls ever. Ever. When we were all the way down there. We were talking about it hitting 0.21. A lot of people told you that this was going to go to 0. And I said, And I had that trend line. We break this trend line, we're golden. We broke that 0.21. And then I have been on with Sniper every step of the way. He asked me at 28, 30, all these different prices, kind of at 50 cents. Yes. Especially if Bitcoin, and I kept telling him, if it's 50 or 52,000, it's going to hit 50 cents. AGI Singularity has a lot of artificial intelligence and they're working with some next level shit. And I've said it many times, if I could buy AGI, I would have bought it. And if I could have bought IOTA, I would have it pre-pump. Because I said I would have bought it at 89 cents or 91 when algo started separating. I would. I just don't have the capability. Just like I would have XDC pre-pump. These are some of the most guaranteed ones on my chart. So even if I don't tell you to buy it, I can't buy it. So I'm not going to keep saying, oh, this is what I can't say I bought it if I didn't. I'm not going to lie to you. There's been so many cases where we've had so much fun in the last, man, it's been fun. But it's only going to get better, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to release this video because this is teetering on probably the longest update I've ever done. So, again, if you're new to the channel and you stuck around, which I'm sure 99.9% of you who are watching, if you're here at the end of the video, put down not only my favorite number, which is 22, but the number that I used as my sign from the angels, 222. So either put 22 or 222 in the chat so that I know you watched the entire 34-minute update. Stay blessed, everybody.